Living with ADHD is like everyone in the world is walking around trying to carry 100 marbles. Some people can carry 150, some people manage well at 75. But everyone that is neurotypical has a bag that they're able to walk around and carry their marbles in. People with ADHD don't have a bag. We are trying to hold all of these marbles, every little task in our hand at once. And it's so chaotic trying to pull out the ones that you need at the moment, the things you should be focusing on, task prioritization, and just capacity. And really well-intentioned neurotypical people might say, just use a bag. You should get a bag. It would make it way easier on yourself. It's like, yeah, a bag would be great. I would love to have a bag for my marbles. That would make things a lot simpler. I literally wasn't born with a bag. Yeah, just use a bag. It's so obvious. I've been struggling to hold 50 marbles in my hands for most of my life. And it's hard to see people who can carry 100 marbles or 150 marbles with ease. Just over a year ago, I started new medication. And once again, like when I started on stimulants for the first time, it was night and day. Like, there was no question whether this medication was helping me. It was obvious. But it took basically a full year to move up to what is considered quite a high dose. And for me to really push and consider what my body needed, what my brain needed. And it was immediately obvious that Vyvanse was better for me than methylphenidate because my sugar cravings dropped immediately. All of that dopamine seeking that I'd been pulling for disappeared. But again, a whole other year of thinking I had everything figured out. I was on the right tracks. I was using my toolkit. I was medicated properly, but not yet. It still took quite a while for me to get to the right dose of the Vyvanse, and it is quite high, which really goes to show maybe how under-medicated I was for so long, and just how damaging that probably was to me, to think that I was supposed to be better now, that I didn't have the parts that I needed to add, the weight I needed to pull to make myself function like a whole human. And I still drop marbles, and I will always drop marbles. That's just how it is. There will never be a time when I remember everything perfectly, when I'm never late, when none of my ADHD symptoms or behaviors get in the way of life. I know it takes a really long time to pick up the marbles that you drop along the way, but it's worth it. Pick up the ones that are the most important first, like the cat's eyes, obviously. It won't feel quite so hard if you focus on one item that is a priority. Put it at the top and decide which marbles are not as important to pick up, or even ones that are okay to leave behind. With treatment, I now have a bag that seems like it's made out of real cloth, which is pretty exciting. I have tools and lessons from somebody who's an expert at sewing up holes in bags. That would be my psychologist. Highly, highly recommend if you're able to find somebody who specializes in ADHD. It's a world of difference. Remember, some of the marbles you drop aren't as important as you think. The people who love you will get your marble situation, and they won't hold it against you. The people who love you and truly understand you are going to ask you how they can help pick up marbles or how they can help you keep from dropping them, and reassure you that it's okay, everybody drops marbles. And guess what? Even those people who can hold 150 marbles, they drop them too. Sometimes even the cat's eye ones.